Hang on, I have to go. My friend just started streaming.
There we go. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 31 of Task Force Unlikely, The Grey Wastes. So, first, let me introduce all the characters, and then I'll do a little bit of a recap. So, in the top corner, we have Daniel playing Tarbek Cinderbeard, who is a Dwarven Forge Cleric and Blacksmith. Then over here is Liz playing Gayle Abernathy, who is a half-drow arcane trickster, whose grandmother may or may not be Lolth. Down there is Jay playing Lady Kaw, who is a Kenku cleric of the Trickery domain and a fortune teller. And Mira, who normally plays Navira, a tiefling paladin, formerly of Zariel, who has broken her oath, but for this episode, which I will cover in the recap, is playing Birch, a Firbolg bard who is a shepherd and likes sheep.
Hey.
So, many, many weeks ago, the party met in the city of Waterdeep under the auspices of the Order of the Gauntlet, asking them to investigate Red Wizard alleged crimes in the city of Waterdeep. They did so, uncovering a vast conspiracy in which there was a changeling and the Red Wizards blew up their own embassy. It was a whole thing. Following that, they uncovered what the Red Wizards were looking for, a Godspark of Tiamat, which had uplifted a city of kobolds underneath the city of Waterdeep. Task Force Unlikely dealt with a Red Wizard and Cult of Zariel attack and banished the Godspark of Tiamat. They unhaunted a house. They went to the Shadowfell, a Dread Realm, the Feywild, and now they are in Hades, the Grey Wastes.
All in the span of 5 days.
Not very long. Hades is the battlefield of the Blood War, one of the battlefields, and as a former soldier of the Blood Wars, Navira felt she could not ensure the safety of the group if she accompanied them, fearing a target would be placed on their head from the start. So she stepped aside, and Shemeshka the Marauder, Arcanoloth of the city of Sigil, has found a replacement to complete the task she has assigned all of you. So, at the very last... Thank you, Jay and Marty. At the very end of the last episode, the party found the book they are looking for in a library, and they had temporarily distracted the Arcanoloth they are here to steal from, whose name is Shylara. So, Lady Kaw had been casting Locate Object and found the book. You all burst open the door and you enter a library. What would you like to do?
Close the door behind us.
Done.
Get that book.
Yeah, Birch is just gonna walk straight towards it. Just with very little.
Wait, it might be trapped.
She's gonna back up slowly, staring very conspicuously at Gayle.
Oh yeah, Gayle will check for traps.
Okay, give me an investigation or perception check.
Oh.
Guidance.
Investigation. That's a 4 with guidance. That is a 18.
I think that might be... Let's see.
I rolled a 4 on my D4.
You
That's
still
never
got an
happened.
18?
I rolled a 3.
Oh my gosh.
And I have 11 in investigation, and then I
Okay, that is enough to find that in the cabinet where the book is, it's full of a bunch of different books. They look like spell books, little magical knickknacks and items. On the edge of the cabinet, if you were to open it, there is a glyph of warding.
Oh, that's bad news. And I'll point to it.
I'm pretty sure that I have dispel magic today.
I have dispel magic. I hit it with that dispel magic.
Hey, me too.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoever would like to use dispel magic, I'm going to need a spellcasting check from you. So if it's one of the clerics, a d20 plus wisdom. If it's Birch, d20 plus charisma.
Gotcha.
No proficiency, just straight spellcasting.
15.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I need to be looking up the other spell. Let's see. Okay. Magic. That does not dispel the spell.
Wait, isn't Glyph of Warding 3rd level?
You can cast it at higher levels.
At a higher level.
Oh no!
She just looks at the rest of the party and is like,
So
I tried.
it has not been triggered. You have not attempted to open the cabinet yet, unless Birch is just like done. But you can see it is still glowing now that Gayle has pointed it out to you. And
Tarbek will like crack his fingers. Question: does guidance apply for dispel magic checks?
Hold on a second. Let's see. Dispel magic. Make an ability check. So
That would apply.
Yes.
All right, I am going to cast dispel magic.
Okay.
That is. Oh my god. That is a 20.
It's done.
Got it.
Yes.
26.
Yes.
26.
Dispelled.
you got it.
Okay. So the glyph fades.
Birch is just like, whoa.
What
Neat.
Kaw would like to do is put a hand on Tarbek's shoulder and like hold on to him, and then cast clairvoyance, putting an invisible sensor that I can see into the room behind us that we just closed the door.
Okay, so into like the hallway area? Okay.
Yes. Pretty much so I can see when Shaylara, if she is moving towards this door.
Okay.
I'm going to also hand the Birch skull to Gayle so that while I'm getting the book, if something happens, she can immediately like Birch it up.
Okay. Okay. So as you all are standing in front of that bookcase, you can see Kaw. You can see that Shaylara has sort of muttering to herself. You can see kind of, I don't know if you can hear with clairvoyance, but
I can read lips.
okay, yeah, you can see her little fox snout is just playing tricks on me, Shemeshka. Just kind of muttering about Shemeshka, and she keeps scratching herself. But she gets up there and she sees the door is closed, and you can see she yells guards down the central pillar, and she very cautiously approaches the door and.
Cool. I would like to wand of web that door closed.
Okay.
Wait, what's the door made of?
Metal. Pretty much everything in here has been like kind of rusty wrought iron.
Can I weld the door shut with heat metal?
Before you do that, do we have a method of egress?
You have
Well,
the,
the works.
The skull.
you have the skull.
Cool. Good. Let's just make sure we're not trapping ourselves. In
I'm just gonna focus on grabbing the book, actually.
Yeah, okay. So, well, the other thing is, if you cast heat metal, it might catch the webs on fire. It's a thing. Okay, so...
Never mind.
So Kaw pulls out the wand of webs from her wand bandolier, and this gross sticky substance slams into the door as you can see, kind of trying to shimmy it open. And now on the other side, you can hear Shailara yelling for guards more loudly.
Grab book, let's go.
Grab book, let's go.
Okay. As you grab the book, do you want to immediately hit the Burke's skull, or do you want to, like, how do you want to do this?
Do we need all to be touching the Birch skull for it to work?
I believe the answer is yes.
So I'll just like hold it out and wait for people to, touch it, and then I'll, like, as soon as everyone's touched it, I'll slam the key down.
Okay. As soon as everyone starts to grab, you all hear a voice in your head say, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You're not supposed to be in here." And this little dragon thing, like roughly a foot and a half long, kind of sticks its head over the cabinet, and it's kind of glowing gently as if its like stomach is made of a lantern, and just kind of looks at you quizzically like, "Where are you guys going? You got a cool book?"
Birch is immediately like, a friend.
So we're
Key
about
down.
to leave, right?
Just gonna leave?
Before we do that, does it look like it's immune to charm effects?
No.
Cool. Can it make me a wisdom save roll?
Let's see. It's shockingly wise, but 14?
It will not remember a thing.
Oh. Not the thing I thought it was going to do. Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Just kind of slinks back down. And then Burke Skull.
That was smart. All right, we outie. Thank you for that, Jay. That's very important, actually.
Womp.
What spell was that?
Might have been modify memory.
Oh,
Oh, dang.
shit. Just throwing that around. Okay.
Well, I was planning on use it if we got busted, but someone also called for the guards first and is immune to charm effects.
Most likely, yes. Okay. So you all slam the Burke Skull. You've got the book. And you appear back in the mud room, the planar mud room of your home in Waterdeep.
So how do we call Shemeshka?
She said she would meet you guys again. I think she thought you'd just go back to her in Hades, but that has obviously not happened, and she should know better. So she will find you. That is her will and her want. She also needs to get Birch home somehow. Because Birch... what plane of existence is Birch native to?
I think she's native to the Forgotten Realms.
Okay.
It's just, this is definitely, like, she has absolutely no idea where she is, and she's just kind of like, neat.
Yeah, she's
I was
Where are we?
country folk.
I was gonna be like, I mean, I could, if she wasn't from here, I could just use banishment on her, but no, that's not gonna.
No, it's not gonna work.
I could go ask someone to teleport circle her to the closest village.
Closest village is Waterdeep. Oh.
I mean,
No, it's-
closest village to where she lived.
No, I understand. No, I meant that she lives so remotely. It's like, technically, this is the closest village. But no, no, we will figure that out in a moment. What would you all like to do now that you have this Yugoloth book that Shemeshka wants?
Okay, I'm going to put it in the safest place I know, which is my beard of holding.
Your beard of holding is on fire.
Yeah, you want to set a book on fire?
No,
It's a Yugloth book. It'll take some doing to actually catch on fire. I
that's
think.
true. If it's made in Hades, I would imagine it's probably made of something flame retardant. Actually, I don't know. Either way, gotta keep it very safe. Somehow, I haven't figured out how yet. Can we have like a? I'll just keep it with me.
Okay.
I don't want it to fall into the wrong hands. Or at least not the wrong hands.
You don't want it to fall into the wrong hands that don't still owe us a favor.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The wrong hands. It needs to go into the wrong hands.
I'm gonna sort of turn to Gayle and go, all things considered, that could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah. Let's leave the place that people can just randomly pop into.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Birch is walking around the mudroom, just shouting Shemeshka's name into the sky. She somehow thinks that'll work. I don't know.
Do you want some tea, Birch?
Ooh, I like tea.
Alright. And then Tarbek's gonna make them some tea.
Question: where are we?
Oh, we're in Waterdeep. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, really, whoa.
Yes.
I've always wanted to go to Waterdeep. Shoot, there's gotta be like so many sheep here. Like this is like where all the sheep go to like. I really don't know what happens when they get here, but like this is where they go.
Oh, honey.
Better not tell you now.
Yeah, they're king of the sheep live here. They can all run around and play. So many sheep friends.
It's the
Please
good
do
sheep
not tell
farm
her what
upstate.
Yeah, she's now like kind of like walking towards the door, looking out the window to be like, where are the sheep?
I have half a mind to banish her to the multicolored sheep plane.
You have the Burke skull. You
That's
can go
where
back to the
Birch goes when she
Feywild.
dies.
That's true.
You have to wait a
Then we
day
have
to come back
stay in
here.
the Feywild for a day.
Yeah.
All right. No, hey, do we want to take Birch out on like a fun Waterdeep vacation?
I mean, we have to be highly selective with where we take her.
Just nowhere that serves mutton.
Just be very careful. She might get a little overwhelmed.
Where is the nearest Waterdavian petting zoo?
You think there's one in the Dockward? I wouldn't want to go there though.
Pet all the giant rats you want.
Yeah, it's giant rats and like shellfish and.
Do not pet the sea urchin.
We have a mule.
Pet a barnacle. Ooh.
Yikes. Question: is Navira here?
That is up
I
to
was
Mira.
up-
I have something that happened to
Call
Mira.
for her, but I'm not sure if you want to play double duty right now. So
Like that might get a little difficult.
So-
considering the range of characters that we have.
So I am going to ask Navira a question that may determine if she is here or not.
All right.
So, slight rewind to 12 hours ago. Navira hears inside of her head the voice of Raistlin. And he says, hold on, I gotta get into Raistlin. Okay. Let's go. Oh, raspy. Here we go. Navira of Waterdeep. Have you made a decision regarding the Hells?
Can the answer be no?
The answer is whatever you are willing to do. If you are not willing, if you are not 100% committed, I do not want you with me there.
What exactly would we do?
He says, we would remove Zariel from power.
Oh, I'd be lying if that wasn't incredibly tempting.
How though?
Yeah, how?
Trapped in the hells is a powerful goddess of evil. We will unleash her and take that power for our own.
I'm sorry?
I believe you know her as Tiamat.
This isn't the greatest elevator pitch, buddy. I gotta hand it to you. This is...
He says, the power is not evil. It would obey our will.
Given what I know about people trying to control power, it does not work for them. I mean, just look at Zariel herself.
Boy, he's burned a lot of spell slots on this. No, it's fine. He's crazy strong.
There's someone in the chat egging me on to do it.
I disagree with that.
I don't know. I think it sounds like a great plan. Marty says it sounds real chill. This sounds just like a cool Sunday afternoon, Soon-day afternoon.
Yeah, just your typical fetch quest. No big
Go to hell, kill Takesis, take her power. We got it. Bing, bang, boom. Home by dinner. No, to that response, or to you saying power corrupts, ultimate power corrupts ultimately, Raistlin will say, only if you do not have the will. We can always give up the power when we are done. I definitely mean that.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Does she even have to?
Oh god, I don't have Navira's character sheet.
So just roll with D20 and we'll see how you do. And
Alright.
I believe Navira is not terribly wise. So
No, she is not, and that's a natural freaking one. So
okay, yeah. Hey,
All right.
Give up the power when you're done. Take from that what you will. You still do not have to believe. You think that maybe he is sincere about that part. The whole plan still sounds like whatever it sounds like to you. It doesn't sound like Navira is terribly thrilled with it.
God, it sounds like a suicide mission. And I wouldn't be allowed to take. Well, I wouldn't want to. Here's the thing: if Navira decides to go, which is, she's leaning towards no.
Big if.
Yeah, that's big if. She would want to have her party to help her because she knows she's not indestructible without them. But she's also not too keen on dragging them down to the hells with her, a known traitor. So
much like how they went to Hades without you, Raistlin offers backup. So the other players would be with you. They would just be playing different characters. So how Navira feels about that, people she has never met before and may or may not be able to trust who have agreed to this Raistlin plan. That's up to her, obviously, but you wouldn't be it wouldn't be just you and him back to back.
yeah.
He says he has mounted a sizable force to do this.
That's really tempting from like a play standpoint.
Bless
Excuse
you.
me. Thank you. God. Okay. Here is what Navira is thinking. So, she doesn't want to give this dude what he wants.
Okay.
She wants to go and somehow find her own plan to get this done without letting him control the situation.
Okay.
So, I think she's going to agree. but
Okay.
she's going to be working behind the scenes to make sure that she gets the power and he doesn't, so that she can release it. Like, she is 100% not going to keep this.
Okay.
She also would like to spend some time doing some research on what exactly this power is, how it's controlled, and what exactly it does once you have control of it.
Okay. So, you head to... Okay, there's a couple ways you can do this. There is a cult of Tiamat in Waterdeep if you want to go talk to them. You certainly can. Your contacts in the cult of Zariel may be able to help you with this information. Or you could try a library, a proper library, and talk to a good aligned cleric or neutral aligned cleric who might stare at you with like a "what is this" question? Hitting panic button. Yeah, I'm going to keep you talking until the city guard shows up.
I gotta call the religion police. Oh, wait, that's you? Fuck.
Just flash a badge. Damn it!
It was me, undercover the whole time. Why are you giving away information about the power of Tiamat?
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
No, she's definitely going to visit her Cult of Zariel contacts and try to get into the Cult of Tiamat to see what she can learn.
Okay, sorry. So she is or isn't going to visit Cult of Zariel?
She is.
Is. Okay, excellent.
Yes.
Um.
And she's going to threaten them with the pain of death if they catch.
Okay, give me... I know you may not have Navira's sheet, so just give me a D20 roll for an intimidation check.
Oh, but I have good intimidation.
You do, so I will... As long as the D20 roll was above a certain number, you're going to succeed.
Okay. What the... I'm going to have to yell at my friend because this dice sucks. Because that was another 1.
Okay,
Burn it. Give it the hammer.
That's 2 runs in a row. You have advantage. Let's see what happens. Because if it's a third one, you're throwing it away.
10.
10? Okay, that's what you needed. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, you corner the very few remaining Cult of Zariel members in the city. You sort of put them on their running legs when they assaulted the city of Safe Haven. And so you corner them in an alley, and you're all menacing. You pull out Redeemer, and it essentially just radiates devil fucking magic. Like, no, don't fuck with me. I have this now. Like, and the person cowers before you and says, "What do you want to know?"
And she asks them about the power of Tiamat, how it's released, how it's controlled, all of that fun stuff. She's also going to ask if they know about Raistlin.
Okay, so to answer the first question, or the last question first, they have never heard of this Raistlin person.
All right.
They say that Tiamat's power is her own, that Zariel and Asmodeus have some sort of vested interest in keeping it in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps that they draw from it, but that Tiamat herself is still technically a goddess. Yeah. And people can still worship her as they do other gods and goddesses. So faith gives her power. But god sparks can be taken. That's how Asmodeus became a god of evil. He ate Azuth, the god of wizard scribes, the god of wizards, god spark, and it ascended him to divinity. So you can take god sparks from people. It typically turns you into a god.
Shit.
If you willingly release it, well, you're a god. You can do that, and it would go to the astral sea.
Okay.
And then it would sort of be reabsorbed into the astral sea until another being gains enough belief to become a god. But gods are typically arrogant people, even the good ones. They're not giving up. No. The power is in the correct, proper hands. Even gods like Mistra, who are typically seen as the neutralist, goodest of gods, the safest hands are our own, is typically the belief of gods. So they can't, they're like, why would you want to give it up? But that is technically what would happen. They think. It's all hearsay and research, but they're shitting their pants. They have no reason to lie to you right now.
Yeah, that puddle of piss on the floor tells me you're not lying. So, all right. She takes note and then heads for the cult of Tiamat.
Okay. So this one takes a little bit of finding. Mm-hmm. But you eventually go into a fairly shady section of the dockyard. Like it's already a pretty shady area, and you're down some alley that, even though it's like, 2:00 in the afternoon, it's all dark and shady, and it's like twilight behind you somehow. And yet you walk down, and there's this fairly tough looking human. They're 6 foot-ish, so they're a little shorter than you, especially with your horns. But they're pretty broad, and they kind of stand up and starts to put his hand on what looks like an axe under his fairly generic kind of cowboy poncho. And he says, "Can I help you?"
I'm looking to join.
Join. Okay. What are you looking to join, friend?
I think you and I both know.
Okay. It looks you up and down, and you have no obvious religious insignia on you, because even after your deceit was over, you threw away all the stuff to Tyr, right? Yeah. So you're just dressed like a big fighter. And he'll ask, what is your aim in joining?
Power.
And you exalt all the greatest traits of the dragons? Power, greed, ambition, cunning.
Yes. Only some of that is true.
Yeah, and he says, okay. Enter. Someone else can talk to you. I'm just the guard. And yeah, he kind of steps aside and lets you in. And yeah, you enter.
Kind of lets out a little sigh, like, oh god, I can't believe that worked.
Okay. You're a big scary lady with a big sword who says they want to lend their sword to their cause. Cool. Dragon cultists aren't smart.
It's also that feeling of like pledging yourself to another cult.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Navira may not feel great about this.
No, she does not. But she's doing what she has to do.
So you enter a room.
And as soon as she leaves, she's going to be like, bye, send all the pamphlets to this address. And
this is the ocean, ma'am. This address doesn't exist. She probably got it wrong.
Isn't that funny? Bye.
I mean, we've been gone for like, what, 6 hours? You're already joining another cult?
The rest of TFU is 85% of Navira's control.
No, this cult's different, guys. They care about me.
When we get back, I'm going to need to have a talk with my daughter about cults again. Why?
Hey, y'all don't know that any of this is going on.
No, you do not. Okay. So, you enter into a very small shrine with, sort of, you're a little surprised that there are other gods' symbols kind of invoked throughout the room. A couple other evil gods. There's a pretty big one of Mistra towards the middle, who's the goddess of magic. And yeah, a woman stands up. She's wearing a mask that makes her almost look a little dragonborny from the top. Like it's straight up a red dragon mask. It's got a little snout and everything. And she stands up and she says, "May I help you?"
I'm looking for information. I hear that places like these provide it.
Indeed. You won't get the drivel that is associated with other cults seeking intelligence. We won't put you on and tell you the way it is, the true way of the world.
Well, isn't that refreshing?
I do
Here,
admire a
just
cult's
stop
honesty in straight up calling themselves a cult.
Hey, at least they're self-aware. But she'll nod and say, "So I've heard Tiamat holds a great power."
She does. A pity not all on this pathetic rock see it that way. But she does. She is truly the greatest god of evil. That's not true, by the way. But yeah.
Navira's met quite a few gods of evil. What gives her that power?
She says, well, though she is worshipped by many like, though she is worshipped by many like me, humans who see the world as it is, that it should be ruled by dragons, truly the greatest of her servants are the dragons. Is there a more terrifying creature? Their belief holds such weight, such power. We are so afeared of them that it propels Tiamat to be truly a powerhouse of the way things should be, the way to rewrite this place so that it is a true meritocracy. No more of wanton murder of dragons. Why? Because we don't understand them? No, they are pure apex predators. It's perfect. So, yeah, she kind of gets a little wide-eyed under her mask, but that dragons are rad, therefore Tiamat's rad is ultimately her point.
Navira is honestly like shaking her head in her mind, being like, I can't believe I got more straightforward answers from my old snitches. And she is silently cursing herself for having to like navigate this level of like intrigue and lies and intimidation when normally she could just pull out her sword, people piss their pants, and they'll tell her everything. That she can't do that here because she'll get attacked.
Right. So the cultist continues, kind of, as seeing that maybe you're not quite interpreting your face as you're not quite sold on this yet. She says, we have tried before to release Tiamat onto this world, and stopped by people like the Lord's Alliance and the folly of adventurers. And she kind of spits on the ground, and she says,
"Oh shit, that me."
Well, yeah, it's you and others, but she says that that she's unfairly trapped in the hells, allegedly a puppet of Asmodeus and Zariel, and it is unbefitting of the Queen of Dragons.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, how can we cut her strings then?
she says, "We have tried to summon her to the prime material before, and we have always been thwarted. I do not know. It would be suicide to go to hell.
You're
But,"
telling me.
she kind of looks off for a second and she says, "I have heard rumors of a powerful supplicant of Tiamat going to hell. Allegedly, he has one of the parts of Vecna. I do not know if that is true."
Well, we're really covering all our bases here, aren't we? Whew, okay.
We're gonna be in the Critical Role canon soon.
Yep.
Somewhere bar crawl is just like, I can't help but feel I forgot something.
Did we ever look at Waterdeep for a Vecna cult?
Nah, it's probably fine.
I will say, to slightly alter Critical Role canon, he does not have the same part of Vecna. Because someone else in Andyverse canon has that part of Vecna.
And the good news is we may get to play a children's card game in the future.
A part of Vecna. And what good would that do?
It would simply make him stronger.
Cool.
Perhaps he has the strength to release Tiamat. Sorry, what'd you say?
Now I have to get that away from him.
Yeah, well.
And then throw that into the deepest, darkest pit I can find. And at this point, Navira knows all she wants to know. She's going to slide them an address of like what's someone who's wronged the party before? Can't quite remember.
There was that the clothing shop in the fancy section of town.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. I
There was
slide
the
them that
clothing
address.
shop. There was the dude that was being an asshole in Gale's uncle's shop.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if I would
John.
know his address.
John
though.
Bladeholder.
And
Yeah.
John Swordholder.
I slide them the address of the clothing shop and is like, here's where you can send more information.
Okay.
I'll be back soon. And then she hightails it out of there.
This is a tip. Oh, you're gone.
Hi.
Okay.
Hopefully they think she works for the tailor or something.
Yeah. Anything else you would like to do in the D ward?
I hear there's a great establishment called the Kiss Coin where you can get great entertainment and better food.
Cross promotion. The defining feature of a cabaret is that they serve food. That was established in the last Sassy and Classy episode.
If she does go to the Kiss Coin, before she's going to stand on one of the docks and just scream.
Okay. A sailor kind
Surprisingly
of...
common in the city
Yeah,
of
a
Waterdeep.
sailor walks by. I hear you, lady. Just dumps his bag of whatever onto the side and just keeps going.
Is that a body? Don't ask me.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. It's better not to know when you're in the D ward.
Don't ask questions. It's the unofficial slogan. It's the slogan of the D ward. Okay. Would you like to do anything else, Navira?
I'm good.
Okay. Follow-up question. Do you want to involve your party or get Raistlin's offer to bring different backup?
I would like Raistlin's backup.
Okay.
She's just gonna leave a note on her door that says back soon.
Awesome, I have a character for this.
Okay. And then we will talk
you
about...
too?
Yeah, we will talk about all of this off stream, and I have a couple questions to ask some people. So, you all, the rest of you, Birch and Task Force Unlikely, appear in the planar mudroom. You start walking around calling for Navira, and no one answers.
Tarbek kind of just looks at the book and kind of like is nervously tapping his foot, wondering what the hell to do with it.
We give it to
He does-
Shemashka.
I mean, like, until she shows up.
I mean,
Oh.
Gayle could take it if you want.
Do you have somewhere you can keep this safe?
I got a bag.
Fine. Fine, that'll work.
There's a certain level of irony in asking a locksmith if they have a safe place for something.
I mean,
What's
I
the
can make
opposite
'em.
of irony? No, I will give her the book and then take the Birch skull back if that is all right.
Okay.
My skull now. Go to the Feywild.
We're not going to the Feywild.
Okay.
We'd have to wait a day anyways.
Okay. So, what would you all like to do then?
Well, Tarbek is actually going to make tea.
Okay.
That wasn't like a gag.
Okay.
He will make tea and serve it to the rest of his party.
We should make one for Shemeshka. She kind of gets upset when she's not included. Like, I know she's not here yet, but like,
Tarbek will sigh and then get like a slightly larger cup and pour it for Shemeshka. And then she'll get another, and then I'll get another cup and pour it for Navira in case she comes back.
Boy, what's Birch's wisdom? Because that is a shockingly accurate read on Shemeshka.
she has a 15.
Yeah,
She
there-
is not a difficult. Shemeshka is not a difficult read all the time.
Well,
Like that one is a big, bold, highlighted. That is the
No.
title of the book.
for someone who did it all for a sheep watcher. Okay.
Look, sometimes sheep like to be included and get upset when they aren't. So,
Yeah, it happened with one of my sheep a couple weeks ago. Like, it gave one of them a treat, and then she got so mad that she bit the other one. It did not end well.
do you have a lot of sheep anecdotes?
Yes, I have so many.
You know, you're a very relaxing person to be around, Birch, and I do appreciate that in these trying times.
Oh, thanks. I get it from the sheep. They're very calm except when they're biting people.
I've never actually seen a sheep bite a person.
It's a mess.
You want to talk about it?
I mean, she like bolt rolls up one of her sleeves and like there's this like small little scar. He's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I accidentally stepped on her foot, so that was on me. I don't like it when they step on my toes either, but I don't bite them, so.
I promise you that our mule will not bite you.
Oh, wait, you guys have a mule?
Well,
Why didn't I know about this until now?
Cause go and get birdsong.
Thank you, Kaw.
Kaw, are you still concentrating on clairvoyance?
I mean, we've hopped planes, so no.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's more than 100 feet.
Let's see.
I think you can technically maintain concentration on a spell once you leave
Yeah,
its range.
I
don't know
think you
exactly
can,
how it
but-
works.
That was going to be my ruling of it. But yeah, no, if you want to, I mean, you don't have to. It's about the end of 10 minutes anyway. So, okay, so yeah, you go get birdsong.
I don't like the implication that something is happening that we don't know.
I like the implication that there is no longer magic that I am concentrating on that can be traced back to me.
That's also fair.
Who could say? So yeah, do you bring birdsong into the house or do you bring Birch to
Yes.
birdsong? Okay. Yeah.
Birdsong is allowed in the house.
Yeah, this cute little mule comes into the house.
A friend. And she like
Yes.
starts petting her and hugging her and being genuinely just adorable with this mule.
How did you meet Shemeshka, anyways?
She walked up to my house.
That tracks.
I don't really even know where she came from. I tried asking other people about her, and they said they'd never. I don't know.
Cool. Gayle's gonna go up to Navira's room and see if she's there.
Okay. Navira, would you have left the note on your door or Gayle's door or someone else's? Your door? Okay.
It was on her door.
So Gayle, you see a little note that says, "Be back soon, Navira."
Gayle will just be like, okay, and then walk back downstairs.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting for Shemeshka at this point.
Okay. So,
hopefully the tea isn't cold by then. Although probably isn't an issue for Tarbek.
Doesn't one of us have sending?
Oh, right, yeah. Tarbek will be like, "Hey, Shemeshka, we got your book." Smiley face.
Hold on, I gotta get into it. Wonderful. I'll be right there. Most excellent.
You told her to come to our house, right?
Also, now Shemeshka knows where we live. She probably already knew that, but like.
Oh, she already knew.
Yeah, she was
here.
She was in the house last
true.
episode.
I can't remember.
So you hear a blomp. Oh, right, the mud room.
Someone just disappointed they couldn't teleport directly into the living room.
Maybe. So
I'll go bring her the tea.
She's just, yeah. As you're walking down, she very flamboyantly bursts open the door and struts out like she's a Disney cartoon villain. And she says, "Tarbek, darling, how wonderful to see you.
Would you like some tea?"
Always. Though, if celebrations are in order," and she'll pull out a bottle of champagne. Technically, it's sparkling white wine because it's not made in wherever you're supposed to be made in France. But
it's not made in Cormenthier. So.
Yes. It's from Arborea, though. It's quite nice. It's anyway. So she sits down, or she follows you, takes a little cup of tea, puts the champagne bottle on the table, and she says, "So you have the book?"
Gayle, pull out the book.
Oh, that is so wonderful. She will reach for it.
I guess Gayle, hand it over.
Excellent. Most excellent. Thank you all so much. This has truly been a pleasure. And she'll put it into her. She has a very, very. It's like a purse. It's one of those like little clutches, but it seems to be a bag of holding still. And she'll put the book into there, and she says, "Now to celebrate, would all of you like champagne?"
No.
We're fine. It's about like noon right now, so
it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the multiverse. She'll pop open the bottle and pour herself a big flute as she pulls a flute from her sleeve and start sipping it. And
don't you worry that if you keep it up there, it's gonna break and whatever.
Never breaks, darling. She says, "Well, since I'm here, would you all like to discuss the remaining part of our deal? I believe I owe you one favor."
Tarbek's trying to think really hard about what kind of favor he would want.
Out of character, you do not have to answer her right now. She is pressing you to answer, so this is done. There's no part of the deal that said it has to be right after the other. She is just trying to get it out of you.
Like Kaw says, my reply is no, because the the idea of having her in my debt is probably more appealing to Kaw than any favor she could give me.
She very tiny lipped, taking a sip, kind of squints her eyes at you. No, great. Just great.
I have one, but I think Gayle should be probably the one to make the final decision on this, given the circumstances.
Hang on. Gayle gathers everyone around in a huddle and starts whispering. Okay.
Lean back. Pour
What's
herself
your
some more champagne.
favor?
I mean, I kind of like my son back. That'd be real nice.
You guys should ask for something that's really, really, really important to you. I mean, that's what I did.
What'd you ask for?
To watch your
I
sheep.
asked her to wash my sheep.
They're fine,
And
by
my
the way.
Thank you.
So get Tarbek's son back. That's an option. It would save us having to go to the fire plane, right?
Yeah.
Fireplane sounds bad.
I'll be honest. For me, it doesn't sound all that bad. I think for some other people, it might be.
All the
I was
people
just
who
gonna
aren't.
kind of wave her hand like, we can make that work if we have to.
You technically have a key there, so it's not like you can get there.
The trick to the fireplane is not getting to the fireplane, it is surviving the fireplane.
I got a book on that somewhere over here. Where is that?
Just wondering, what are the... I'm just wondering, I'm not even sure. It's possible that Tarbek's son has been dead for too long for, a resurrection spell to even work. Or even a true resurrection.
Well...
Oh, a true resurrection would work.
True resurrection would work. Do I not have the City of Brass? Here it is. The true resurrection for sure would work. He has been dead for more than a year, though. He's been dead for more than a year, because the wars were a while ago.
For decades.
So, let's see. I mean, keep in mind, that could be your favor. You could go get him. True resurrection is the favor.
Well, true resurrection would be better than going to get him, because if we go get him, he's still dead.
You touch a creature, but Shemeshka has to touch the creature.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does?
You touch a creature that has been dead for no longer than 200 years, and has died for any reason except old age. Yep. Creature soul.
It says you can provide a new body if the original no longer exists, in which case you must speak the creature's name.
That's assuming the original body no longer exists, though.
It no longer exists. Does it no longer? Actually, I don't know.
It does still exist.
Oh.
Because he died in a battle. It's still... And technically, only his soul is on the plane of fire. His body may be on Toral. That would require some searching and some divination spells and stuff like that, but... Yeah, because the other thing is the material components... Well, you guys have enough money, maybe. 25,000 gold.
We are not poor.
You're not poor.
But that is expensive.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying, this is maybe something that the favor would work for. A scroll of true resurrection is probably something that Shemeshka would be able to give us. But I don't want to be like...
Hold on, sorry. Resurrection would also work. Regular resurrection, because that's 100 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's less than I thought. Or, I'm sorry, that's more than I thought.
Yeah, unless it's the body is literally ashes, then resurrection would work just fine.
closes mortal wounds and restores any missing body parts. The downside is it takes them time to recover. Both the
Wait
person
for
you
14
cast it on,
years, I can wait 4 days.
and, yeah, like so. Also an option and more doable. You still have to find the body, and his soul has to be willing and able. Keep that part in mind.
Right. This is a multi-part quest.
Find body, go to fire plane, free soul.
Look, I don't want to drag you guys into this, so if there's something else more pressing we need to do, but this is kind of important to me.
I mean, if it's important to you, it's important to us.
Without a doubt.
Tarbek's gonna, like, wipe his eye and think, thank you very much.
So really, we just need her to help find the body. Which...
You could
Well-
ask her to free his soul. That way you wouldn't have to go to the fire plane, and then you would just have to find the body and get the scroll.
I honestly think that freeing a soul is easier than finding the body.
Okay.
We've been doing a lot of interplanar travel, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Do we know where exactly in the fire plane his soul's been trapped?
Nah. No idea.
Well, if it's a whole plane.
It's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah.
Question, can descending spells work on dead creatures?
Kind of have to be alive, I would think.
I think so. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, because Speak with Dead. Hold on, let's see. Speak with Dead. Is it the same level spell? I don't think your soul counts as a creature. So no.
Very bizarre situation we're in here. Actually, if we just say resurrect my son, does that mean Shemeshka has to do all 3 things?
You're really gonna trust a fiend to not find some loophole?
No, I'm not.
It's just like
Damn,
with
already-
Tarbek.
Already had a loophole too. Already had the loophole.
So I think we just tell Shemeshka that we're gonna wait on this.
Yes.
Sipping her champagne.
Shemeshka, I think we're going to have to wait on this to really figure out what we need.
Son of a bitch. Of course.
Laugh.
Tarbek smirks a bit.
Of course. Well, feel free to keep the champagne. Thank you for the book. That is quite wonderful. But yes, well, if you need me, you know how to reach me. When you need me, you will need me. Ta.
Reply hazy, try again.
She'll snap and try and teleport and son of a
I'm
bitch.
gonna go.
And just,
Actual
I know, I remember.
Sources say no.
Just get up and flick her dress behind her and start seemingly float out of the room.
That is the walk of a woman who is not used to being told she has to walk.
Yes.
Oh, wait, you gotta get Birch home.
Oh, right. Come with me, Birch.
Bye, guys. Thank you for
Bye.
letting me meet your mule.
Tarbek will pull out a a little horseshoe and hand it to Birch as a keepsake.
Oh, thank you. Here, and then she like scribbles down where, like, vaguely where she thinks her house is, and like puts it on the table.
It's a little map. There's like a little mountain and a cliff and a tree and then a little homestead.
And then the
There's
sun
just
is
like a bunch of
smiling.
circles where all the sheep are.
Thank you kindly.
Let me know if you need anything.
Hey, you can always send to Birch.
True.
And Birch might be able to send to you. It depends. I think sending's a bard spell. Okay. So Birch leaves with Shemeshka. The remaining members of Task Force Unlikely, what would you like to do?
Finish the tea first.
Throw out that champagne because it's most likely poison.
Hey, let's not be too hasty now.
She has a poison immunity.
I mean, I have mostly poison immunity.
My reply is no.
Grumble, grumble. And Tarbek will dispose of it.
Should we worry about where Navira went?
Yes.
I was just gonna kind of tilt her head at that, like, pardon?
Yeah, Navira hasn't been here for like a while. There's a note on her door.
She's a grown woman. I'm sure she can take care of herself. And Tarbek is secretly super worried.
Yeah.
So has Navira already started the quest? Just not.
No, because I got to work some stuff out offline. But okay, wait. There is one other thing I can do with her if we want to do that, but I'll save that for the end of the episode.
Cool.
Give Kaw 8 hours, she can try to scry Navira and just be disappointed.
You certainly can.
Wait, I can just send to Navira. Hey, Navira, where are you at?
That's classified.
Now listen here, young lady. Tarbek's gonna sort of turn to the rest of the group and say, all I got was a "that's classified."
So she's probably in trouble.
Absolutely.
Oh god, Navira is in so much trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Hey, like,
She walks in at midnight. Tarbek has like hair curlers in his beard.
Light
Where have you
entrance
been,
from
young
the
lady?
corner.
I would like to see it. The hair curlers are also on fire.
They're charcoal bricks.
There we go. I was going to say they're made of like aluminum or something like that, and they're just like, you're heating something in them. It's a convenient system.
Leave for a couple hours, and she's off.
You're gonna go to hell for a few days, and then your daughter comes back, and she's joined a cult. That's the world coming to.
Young lady, what have we said about cults? You can join a cult, but only if your mother and father do it with you.
I think that there's like a trick there because her mother and father, quote unquote, are both clerics. So that's not going to happen.
Well, technically, from the cult of Tiamat's point of view, you are both in cults.
That is true.
Religions in the Forgotten Realms are often considered cults.
True. Although if you called Moradin a cult, technically you'd be correct, but Tarbek would get super
Oh,
offended.
of course, it has connotations, but certain like Mistra typically have cultists. It typically evokes like a sort of a secretive kind of thing. So some of the not so great or not good capital G good gods, if purposefully evoke that. Moradin almost certainly would be like, absolutely not. We are a legitimate religion.
We
I
have
mean, at this
pamphlets.
point, the tailor would have more of a chance of joining than Navira would, because he's the one who's going to get all of the
Oh god, we're
the
gonna come
starter
back.
kits. And
We're gonna come back, and the tailor's gonna be like a level 14 draconic sorcerer.
And I mean, calling Quarland and Kaw's relationship religious is a bit interesting.
It's like mutually beneficial is probably the more accurate term than religious.
Yep.
Okay. Do you throw
This is
in
what
that
happens.
champagne? Or does Tarbek want to taste it? Or do you want to throw it out?
Tarbek.
No, we're gonna get rid of it.
Aw.
That is the correct thing to do. It was made from the river Styx. It would have cast Feeble Mind on you. Yugoloths are immune to the effects of the waters of the river Styx. So
It's what gives the champagne its carbonation.
yes. Also, she was trying to feeble mind you, so she wouldn't owe you a favor. So
Yeah. When you pour it out, you just hear the moans and screams of forgotten souls.
okay, that's gone bad.
As it's pouring out, Kaw's just looking at Tarbek. You wanted to taste that.
You would have gotten a save.
Which honestly, I probably would have made.
Now, I can never remember if feeble mind is a charisma or a wisdom save.
Oh, if it's charisma, there's no way I'd make it.
Charisma. Oh no,
Yeah,
wait.
no, never mind.
I'm sorry. Intelligence.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That's my worst one.
I think Gayle might have had a chance.
Yeah. Just me.
Yeah, and that's not a
Intelligence of
poison
plus
effect.
1, thank you.
Okay, well.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Gayle is proficient in intelligence saves.
Yeah. Plus, she's smart. Plus, other things. Okay, so would anyone like make an effort other than Tarbek's sending, which received mixed results, worrying results, I think is the proper phrase, to locate Navira? Or would you like to do something else? Go check on Birdsong, go check on the nieces and nephews, uncles. What would you all like to do?
I mean, we don't need to check on Birdsong. Birdsong's right here in the room with us.
Correct.
Also, yeah, if you give me 8
Well,
hours
see.
so I can get my 5th level spell slot back, I will scry on Navira.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I don't have any issue taking a long rest.
Yeah, you all were in Hades. Take a nap. Okay. Let's think. Gayle, would you like to do anything before you all take a nap?
Gail probably just check in with her uncles and make sure the business hasn't anything bad has happened.
Oh
since she's
yeah,
been
yeah.
gone.
They're both they're a little worried that you've been working too hard lately, but they say business has been nice. That John Bladeholder fellow has not come back. No more weird questions from anybody. Yeah, it's been pretty. Spring cleaning is a good time for locksmiths, I guess, because people are locking up their new stuff and getting rid of their old crappy locks. So yeah, spread some hot goss about somebody down the street.
Oh.
How I'm trying to think of good hot goss.
One of them gets a sending that's like, "Do you have a lock trade-in program?"
Yes. The hot goss is that one of the neighbors down the street, their son got a really bad face tattoo. Like,
Oh no.
it's most of a Medusa, and they're like, what are you thinking?
Oh dear, is he a cultist?
Just...
Went to school with that kid.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. But yeah, Tarbek, if you need to trade a lock-in, yeah, they can certainly help you. Friends and family discount.
It's just I'll do it off screen.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so pretty much okay, so other than that, everyone can get a long rest, all that. Kaw gets her slots back. And you want to cast Scrying? Is that right?
Correct.
Scrying. Thank you, D&D Beyond. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's not going to work. You attempt to cast Scrying, and it fails, which means that Navira is not on the same plane of existence as you are.
Oh no.
Y'all just hear real loud bird screechings coming from a wagon outside.
Tarbek, as he's inside, he already knows. It's like, Navira!
Believe now is appropriate time to say every infernal curse that ever existed in Navira's voice.
Don't do that too much though, because like you might actually summon a devil if you do that.
There is a specific combination in frequency, and like at some point you'll hit it.
I mean, she can only do it in the combination that Navira did it in, and a demon didn't show up then, so I think we're good now.
I like to imagine that it's been done by accident at least once or twice, and that, you know, Cursaloth or whatever is used to it by now.
Okay.
Yeah, we summon him at parties.
Okay.
Not intentionally, but like, yeah, he's actually pretty good
Yeah,
time in
is
the
he?
party.
When he shows up, you know the party's getting going.
Also, you know someone just lost at the game of like knife stabby fingers.
It's beer pong, but like throwing knives at other people's faces.
Okay, let's see. Where is... Okay. So, 8 hours ago. I'm sorry, more than 8 hours ago. 10 hours ago at this point. Navira. You hear outside, I hate Waterdeep! And someone else just say, boy, you talk way too much. And then there is a knock at the door.
Do I recognize these voices?
No.
All right. I look through the people.
Okay. You see a stoic man wearing a simple tabard with a sheriff's star. He has a quiver and a bow and arrow strapped to his back. And then a young boy in dark pants, kind of a plain white shirt with an apron, wearing a really, really thick coat that he seems to be trying to get off, like they weren't prepared for Waterdavian spring. Like, it's just, oh God, I'm so hot all of a sudden. And yeah, and the man is just like, oh my God, why?
Does the sheriff's badge denote any sort of location?
It does. It says Hundlestone.
Do I know where that is?
It's very far to the north.
Huh. Okay. I open the door slightly and...
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, Navira.
How do you know my name?
We've been sent by a mutual friend,
What is his name?
Raistlin.
Oh, okay. She opens the door.
Um,
Sorry. Mutual friends can mean a lot of things when you're
he
acquainted
says,
with several powerful forces.
he nods and he says, "I understand, but we're here to help." And
A lot of people have said that to me before.
he seems to be about to introduce himself, and the young man says, "Jonathan, a word." puts his finger. Jonathan puts his finger up. Says, "I'm sorry. Hold on," and he takes a couple steps away. And the young man, "We're supposed to go to hell with the devil." The older man puts his hand up to you like, "I've got this."
I know, but hey.
She's a tiefling, you idiot. Don't they teach... Aren't you supposed to be smart? Don't they teach you anything in Belliard? No! Oh my god. Torm, bless me. It's fine. She has her business. We have ours. We're going to make it work.
What's your business?
He says, how does he phrase it? Our captain has been waylaid there. We need to get her back.
I understand.
And he says, "I'm sorry, introductions. My name is John. This boy is aptly named Dim Weaver."
Nice to meet you both. As you know, I'm Navira.
It's accurate, John.
It's accurate, John.
Accurate, John.
And he says, "May we come in?"
No.
No?
And she just pushes them onto the porch.
I understand. He accurately says, "This will be difficult."
Just, well, what? Sorry, you cut out.
This will be difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it will.
He says, "If you don't want to share why you need to go, I understand that's none of our business, but no, our intentions are strictly rescue. I know this Raistlin fellow has some interesting motives. I just need a way to get there."
Yes, I know of his interesting motives, and I intend to make sure that he doesn't build them. That is my business.
That sounds good.
All right. Where are we going?
He told us to meet him outside of Waterdeep in some kind of skull port. Is that a thing? Everything's legal in Skullport, I'm told. Ugh.
I haven't heard that name in 30 episodes.
To Skullport, then. Sounds a wonderful place. Dim seems actively excited by the idea of a Skullport. Wow. Can we just avoid the Dockward? I don't want to talk about it.
That's fair. And Navira's kind of been thinking, like, she needs some sort of, like, very disguise if she's gonna make her way into the hell without immediately being spotted.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to? Well, okay. You could try and cobble a disguise together from everyone else's clothing here. None of it will fit you.
No.
Everything will be a crop top and short shorts on you. The pants will be capris at best. It's a look. It's hiding in
the Navira look as well.
Yeah, it's hiding in plain sight.
Victor's clothes might fit you if you bother him. Probably still a crop top, honestly.
Well, he probably made it a crop top, so.
Hey, it's in style, man. She's trying to think of some way. She'd like to keep her armor because the armor is specifically Tarbek's make, so nobody will recognize it.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Hell's armor anymore.
Otherwise, you can buy, sort of traveling clothes that'll go over at a cloak, even some kind of disguise. That's not hard to find in the city of Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Don't we still have those masquerade masks?
That's right. I was thinking that.
You do indeed still have your masquerade stuff.
Yeah, so she is actually going to use her mask because that makes it like she's trying to be a tiefling and she isn't actually one. They blend into her to make it look like they're part of the mask.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So you put on a mask, or you grab a mask. You obviously don't have to put it on while you're walking through the city. People would be like, "What?" But yeah. Other than that, John and Dim are ready whenever you are too. They will follow you to Skullport.
Yep.
If you know a way to Skullport, which you technically know one way to Skullport.
Is it a good way?
It's in a burned down embassy.
It's in a burned down Red Wizard embassy.
All right.
It also requires a severed knoll paw.
So you know where a knoll is being kept, however, and that's at the Order of the Gauntlet.
No, Ethax.
I'd rather go through the Red Wizard embassy. I am not too keen on those guys knowing anything about what I'm about to do. So.
Okay.
Red Wizard embassy it is.
Okay, so yeah, you head out to the burnt down embassy, and there's a couple Order of the Gauntlet guards, Lord's Alliance guards around, but they recognize you and kind of nod, and perhaps they're not allowed to let you in, but they look away while you approach.
Yep, just here on official business. Left something kind of important. Just going back to retrieve it. We're gonna go out the back way if that's okay with y'all.
Yeah, just
so
kind of
see us come out.
Yeah, kind of looking away. Looks at you very briefly and nods, and then continues to look away as if I have accountable deniability. No one saw you, ma'am. Like.
All right, we head for the Skullport.
Okay.
Navira keeping a very close lookout for anything that might have snuck in here in the 30 episodes since we've been here.
Okay. So yeah, so the building has long since been put out. It's an ashen skeleton at this point. But you head to the little closet where you remember there being a lever to Skullport, and looking at it, it looks like this closet, one, didn't burn down as much as the rest of the embassy, like as if something reinforced it, and two, it didn't work the last time you tried it, but this time you approach it, you pull the lever, and the portal reopens as if someone has certainly redone it.
Cool, that's another thing to worry about later. All right.
Okay. Yeah, and
I'll walk in.
Yeah, so you enter into a small stone plateau outside the city of Skullport, and before it was bustling with people, although the second time you went it was cleared out, but you can see not terribly far away, quarter of a mile, it'll be a 5-10 minute walk, is a small city built into a cave, and there's a small little lake, and you can hear kind of raucous bustling, and occasionally you see a flaming skull, I think they're green even, fly across the pathway, like in the distance, and you start walking towards Skullport. Okay.
At this point, I do put on my mask.
Okay.
I don't know who's here, and I don't want anyone to know that I am.
John puts up his hood, and Dim is kind of like, oh boy. He kind of pulls out like it's sort of vaguely gothy wear. It's like a long trench coat with big metal buttons, and he kind of redoes it. He puts on some gloves, and then he's kind of fidgeting, and John says, fine, and pulls out a wand and hands it to Dim. It's like, no funny business, though.
Do I want to know?
You don't.
Okay.
And you start heading toward the underground city of Skullport. The rest of Task Force Unlikely, would you like to do anything before we wrap up the episode?
Fume angrily.
Okay.
Tarbek will head out for a smoke. That is, he's going to head out so that the smoke from his beard, when he's getting angrier, doesn't, cause problems inside the house.
And Gayle.
Physically.
He's just sitting
Yeah,
in the forge, angry.
Yeah, like Hades from the Hercules movies.
It's fuming in a much more literal sense.
Gayle, anything?
Gail's gonna take her little letter she wrote to Navira.
Okay.
And place it try to place it behind her Navira's letter on her door.
Okay.
And just kind of sit on the stairs and worry.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Outros and plugs. Daniel.
Hi there, my name's Daniel. You can catch me on Sundays sometimes on Horrible Barovia Time, and also sometimes on Sundays on this show. I don't think we're doing anything this Wednesday, but tomorrow at
7:30.
Is it tomorrow?
Yep.
Tomorrow at 7:30, we're gonna be Phantom Horizons doing pew pew sci-fi stuff. Pew pew pew.
Liz.
I am Liz. I'm also going to be on Phantom Horizons tomorrow. Going to do the pews and such. That's me.
Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. You can catch me here, and you can catch me the 27th, I think, for Twilight Trails that month.
Indeed.
And I can't not stress this enough. Ha.
Ha.
And Mira.
Hi, I'm Mira. I'm not on any other shows, but you can follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Birds and Nerds both. Cool art is coming.
I am excited.
Thank you all so much for waking up a little early and playing Dungeons and Dragons with me. I hope everyone had fun. I did.
That was great.
Yes. As Daniel and Liz said, tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern is our Stars Without Number show, Phantom Horizons. And as Marty just said in chat, it started as Deep Space Nine, and this season is going to be a Coen Brothers movie. So join us for that. It's going to be super fun.
I forgot to mention, I found out they're actually going to start showing Deep Space Nine on BBC America tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
It's a great, I know it got kind of lumped in with, everyone loved Next Generation, and then everyone was like, oh, these other shows. Deep Space Nine is super good. If you haven't ever seen it, watch it. I've never seen Voyager, but also I understand that's good, and Janeway's pretty rad. So, yeah. Wednesday, Star Chasers are back with episode 17 Along the Way. Episode 32 of Task Force Unlikely is called A Wizard's Offer. Have a great night, everyone. Morning. What time is this?
It's 11.
Time is fake. Have a good one.
Bye.